Welcome back everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with the 2023 Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Now this has 1,441 horsepower, 1,347 pounds-feet of torque from a 4.6 litre twin turbocharged hybrid V8, which now weighs, with the car now weighs 3,169 pounds, has all-wheel drive, and it can now do 0 to 60 in 2.273 seconds. And 0 to 104.337 seconds. So obviously that is a hell of a lot of power and torque in this car now. It's more than twice the power it had originally, and yeah, obviously from a much larger engine on top of that. But the big deal with this car is the fact that it's still got all of its aerodynamic bodywork, which obviously provides a lot of downforce. And even though I have reduced the downforce for the front and rear, the front splitter and the rear spoiler there, the fact is they're still there, so they're going to produce downforce regardless of how much I reduce them by, because they still exist and therefore they're going to produce downforce no matter what. So yeah, that is going to be somewhat restrictive for this car, so I don't think it's going to be quite able to manage to be the fastest Porsche that we've had on the series. In fact, this is the 9th of Porsche we've had on the series so far, with the 917 LH still being the quickest at 286 miles an hour. And then two Porsches tied for 282 mile an hour in the form of the Taycan Cross Turismo S, Turismo Turbo S even, and the 906 Carrera 6. So yeah, pretty fast all three of those cars, but unfortunately with the downforce on this, I don't think it's going to be quite the case for it. But nonetheless, let's get out there and see what it can do. So definitely got acceleration on the go. Really does not struggle to get up to a good rate of speed quite quickly. In fact, this engine is even revving even higher than the standard car's stock engine, which was hardly a low revving V8. So yeah, there's 260. Hopefully we can at least beat the previous episode's car, which was the Subaru SVX, which managed the speed we're doing now, and we've beaten that car, so I guess that's no real surprise, though, given we've got even more power than that car did. How much can we beat that car, and can we match any of the other Porsches we've had so far? Certainly having no issue at all dealing with the amount of power and torque that we've got, as well as the extra speed. So that's 274. Even though the downforce has been, the amount of downforce that can be generated by the rear spoiler and front splitter has been reduced, at this rate of speed it's going to be producing quite a lot of downforce regardless. So yeah, definitely going to have the handling. Increasing in speed now due to gravity, but obviously that is not our engine, so it's not going to count. So looking like we're going to come back to 274 now. Is that all we're going to be able to manage? Yeah, that's all we've got, which to be honest is not the worst amount of speed that we've had for a car in this series, but it is far from the best that Porsche have managed. That's 8 mile an hour slower than those two Porsches I mentioned at 282. And 12 mile an hour slower than the 917 LH. And in terms of other Porsches, it's 6 mile an hour slower than the 917/20. It's 1 mile an hour behind the 718 Cayman GT4 RS. But it is quicker than the 356 SL Gummand Coupe. And it's 7 mile an hour quicker than the 911 Sport Classic. And it is 8 mile an hour, sorry, quicker than the 911 GT3, which is the version of car that this car is based on, because this is the GT3 RS version, and that is the 911 GT3 that we're also quicker than. So we're quicker than the vehicle that this is based on, which is obviously also based on the standard 911. So yeah, that is something, but yeah, by no means the quickest car that we've had on this series either. But we are quicker than the Subaru SVX from the previous episode, while being able to match a Mazda MX-5 RF, Ginetta G10 RM, Chevrolet Nova Supersport, an Alfa Romeo 155 Q4, a Cadillac CT4V Blackwing, and the likes of a Nissan 370Z Nismo and a Zenvo TRS. We're quicker than a Lexus LC500, MGX Power SVR, the TVOS Cerberus V12, and the Maserati MC12 Versione Corsa. But we're also slightly slower than a Ferrari J50, Lamborghini Centenario, a Nissan Subaru, and an Aston Martin DBS. So yeah, a little bit middling in terms of its overall top speed in comparison to every other car in this series, but it's quicker than a few Porsches, and yeah, it had no issues whatsoever dealing with the extra power and speed, purely because of how great the handling is, even with the downforce reduced. So yeah, overall a fantastic car in stock form, and pretty quick in terms of upgrading it, but you can do better with other Porsches that are on this game. Nonetheless, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.